simply about resources. If America was taking care of its own properly, nobody would have a problem with what the migrants are getting. Like, this isn't about people feeling those migrants are taking resources from them. This is about people feeling they have never received resources at all.
Yeah. And so when you have this kind of mayhem going on, which, by the way, doesn't surprise me at all because it's an election year. And usually this stuff gets highlighted and illuminated even more during election time. That's how they like it. So you can pick and choose. What it came down to for me is this. I see homeless folks in the streets of New York all the time that are American citizens. I damn sure see them in California. We've got poor, impoverished, starving people who were born and raised in this nation. How in the hell do we come up with a $53 million pilot program for illegals, but folks who are here legally are born here, we don't have enough for them? Just like we could come up with billions for Ukraine, but somehow, some way, we can't fix the homeless problem.
Okay, so we got some drama going on among black people in the New York area, among black people who are the main ones in New York City dealing with the full brunt of this migrant crisis, or should I say this invasion of criminal aliens. So we're going to get into this little scuffle, this debate, this online war of words between Eric Adams, 50 Cent, and a bunch of leftists who gave 50 Cent a lashing for leaving the plantation. So New York City has been hit with what, 200,000 illegal immigrants coming through there over the last year and a half, 2 years or so, and they have nearly 100,000 still living there. They're running out of money. Their budget is completely shot because they're constantly, instead of deporting these people, they're constantly giving them money, giving them all types of incentives to continue to come. And now the latest incentive is New York City is running a pilot program of giving money directly to these illegal immigrants, allegedly for food and baby expenses. So these migrants have been complaining, talking about, oh, we don't want your food. This stuff is nasty. This isn't what we eat back in Latin America, down in Venezuela. We don't eat this in Haiti. We don't eat this in Honduras. So they've been complaining about it. They're like, you're giving us all types of free food, but it's disgusting and we don't want it. We don't want your shelter food that you're paying for. Overpriced. You're paying above market value for this food and giving it to us for free, but we don't want it. We would rather throw it away. So I showed clips before of these migrants literally complaining about the food and how nasty it was. Oh, this food is cold. Oh, I don't want to eat this. You need to give me some better. So Eric Adams, instead of telling these people, well, go get a damn job back in your own country and you can feed yourself, eat what you want. Instead of telling them that, he said, oh my God, well, we got to do something about this. So he's going to give them up to $1,000 each, a Visa card. Allegedly, this card is only going to be usable at certain places, certain grocery stores, bodegas, places like that. But it's more open than a food stamp card where you can do food and other very specific items. You can shop at this place and buy anything. So this is what's going to happen. It's going to be abuse. Just like we see with the food stamp or SNAP program, as they call it these days, just like we see abuse, people selling it and people taking advantage of the system, people eating high on the hog, overpriced steak and lobster because they're getting it for free while working folks can't afford this stuff. The cartel's going to take this stuff. If you have thousands, tens of thousands of illegal immigrants in New York City and you just hand them a debit card and say go shopping, that's not what's going to happen. These people are going to be selling it off, trying to get some cash. And like I said, the gangs, we have Venezuelan gangs up there. It's already been confirmed. Some of them been arrested. We have gangs up there. We got the cartels working up there. And guess what? This money will be snatched. A lot of these people who made it to New York, they owe the coyotes money. They owe them favors. And the cartels are going to be coming and looking to get paid because they helped them cross through. The coyotes helped them cross through. So they're going to be saying, look, give us these cards. And that's what's going to happen. I don't know how many months this is going to run from. They're saying they're starting off with 500 people. This is why it's only $53 million right now. But yeah, this stuff is going to be taken from these people and sold off. But yeah, we have a lot of black people in New York City very upset with this massive handout. Their working people, their tax money is going to these people who are just getting free stuff. So this war of words is starting. And let's look at 50 Cent's post about what he said on Instagram when he found out. So here's the headline: Mayor Eric Adams' administration will soon start handing out prepaid credit cards to migrant families being put up in Big Apple hotels, the Post has learned. So 50 Cent learned about this and he said, "What the F, Mary Adams? Call my phone. I don't understand how this works. Somebody explain. Our Melberg can't explain this. I'm stuck. Maybe Trump is the answer." So that last line is what got him in trouble, because the people say, "Hey, you black, you can't say stuff like this. We are all Negroes. We have to vote Democrat. How dare you endorse Trump?" on Instagram. And it started a firestorm online. Like, how dare you say this? They're not worried about the fact that their tax money is being drained and given out to freeloaders. And it's going to be taken off to gangs and sent who knows where. They're not talking about that. They're not debating that. They're saying, how dare a black person not vote Democrat? How dare a black celebrity come out and support Trump? So he got, like that crying Van Jones guy say on CNN about the white lash. Well, 50 Cent got a blacklash for endorsing Trump on Instagram. So we're going to react to one of these people who got on, I think this is TikTok. Yeah, she got on TikTok and she had a whole lot to say, but let's take a listen.
So rapper 50 Cent posted on his IG page, on his Instagram, this post, which talks about a $53 million program that the current mayor of New York City, Eric Adams, is launching to hand out prepaid debit cards to migrant families in New York. And he's quoting this New York Post article, the Rupert Murdoch owned New York Post. Have to always throw that in, say people on Fox News, quoting this article about that program. Okay, so let's talk about it.
I need to speed her up a little bit because she talks too slow.
Post, there are lots of people going off saying, you know, why are we giving this money to migrants when we're not giving that money to Americans? Lots and lots and lots of pro-Trump argle-bargle, because of course 50 ends his rant about it by saying maybe Trump is the answer. Really? Okay, let's start out by talking about the program itself. Here is an article that tells you factually what this program is about. Let me read a little bit of it to you. Use of these prepaid debit cards will only be permitted at bodegas, grocery stores, supermarkets, and convenience stores, with participating families required to sign an affidavit swearing to use the cards for food and baby supplies or risk being booted from the program, according to the Post, which compared it to the state's food stamp program known as SNAP. So again, the cards are like the SNAP cards that Americans also use in New York City. And now here's an important thing that you have to recognize.
Yeah, this lady is terrible, man. You can just see it in her tone. You can see that she's all upset about it. She's here basically trying to defend New York City abusing tax money. These black people up here in these neighborhoods are already struggling. A lot of these people are living in paycheck to paycheck, trying to improve their lives, upset. And the city is sucking money out of their paycheck. It's already expensive enough up there. You already have to pay federal taxes. Then you got the state draining you, and you got the city draining you. And they're taking that money and saying, we're going to give freebies to illegal immigrants because we want a virtue signal. And you got dummies like this defending it.
Recognize, and this is a little bit more in the article. Not only will this provide families with the ability to purchase fresh food for their culturally relevant diets and the baby supplies of their choosing, but the pilot program is also expected to save New York City more than $600,000 per month, or more than $7.2 million annually. Why? Because New York City is already paying to feed these migrants who are in New York City shelters. They have a fiduciary duty to not let them starve to death, so they're already paying. Here's how much they're paying. According to City Hall, the savings are comparatively based on the current $11 per meal that the city is currently spending. The Post reported that a family of four could be provided nearly $1,000 each month, which comes out to just $35 per day for food. But they'd be buying food that they want, not food that's provided in the shelter.
So she's here justifying it. Said, well, the city is already paying for the money, so let's just do this instead. And this is going to be cheaper. No! The solution is to get them the hell out of New York City. They're not legal citizens. They have no entitlement to the money that the taxpayers put into the city. So the solution is to not give them handouts and try to justify it, saying, well, we're paying $11 a meal, and now we're going to be paying $35 a day for a family of four. This money is going to be wasted, abused, and like I said, the cartel is going to snatch this stuff from probably more than half of these migrants or illegal immigrants. But these leftists, man, they can't put two and two together. They're trying to push talking points. See, she didn't come up with this. When this program was put out and we saw how foolish it looked, the DNC rushed to come up with a talking point. Well, it's going to save money. It's going to save money because we're already spending this amount of money. So sheep like this just regurgitate talking points, and they can't put two and two together to understand you're not saving any money because you're still giving money away to illegal immigrants. And now you're giving away the resources, not directly in food, but indirectly saying we're going to give you cards to go buy food. And like I said, these migrants are still going to be hungry because this money is not going to be going towards food.
Delta. Let me explain why that is important. Food waste. Food waste has been a major problem at migrant shelter city, with new arrivals coming from countries around the globe wanting culturally familiar food.
Well, go buy it with your own money. If these people breaking into the country claiming asylum, and now you complaining, talking about, well, I want some culturally appropriate food. I don't know how true this is. It seems like some stuff that these left-wing activists and these liberals will make up, because these liberals are some of the most racist, stereotyping people that you will find. And they probably made this up as a talking point. Well, these people don't want this New York City food that we're paying the vendors millions of dollars to deliver to them. They want to eat some tacos, I guess. I guess they want some pupusas, or we got people from China. I guess they want some legit Chinese food. If they want this food, if this is true, if they want to eat culturally appropriate food, go back home to your country, get a job, and buy that culturally appropriate food. But don't sit here complaining, talking about, oh, well, we don't want to eat this free food that you're giving us, because that sounds extremely entitled. But again, I don't know how true this is, because this is probably a talking point that these liberals made up.
Than 170,000 migrants have made their way to the 5 boroughs since the spring of 2022, and the tens of thousands in the city's care have raised concerns about the financial impact on city coffers. So basically, people are already coming anyway. Why are they coming? In part because of Ron DeSantis and the governor of Texas, Greg Abbott, who are literally shipping migrants to blue cities like New York. So the reason that New York is now overrun with migrants from places like Venezuela is because they're being sent there by Ron DeSantis and Greg Abbott, red state Trumpy MAGA governors. Now, the program is going to be administered by an organization called MoCaFi. Who is MoCaFi?
So what?
I mean, it's Black History Month. We do still support Black-owned businesses, right?
You see how they use race baiting to justify trash liberal policies? So look, we're going to give away your tax money. You're living paycheck to paycheck. We're going to give away your tax money to illegal immigrants. But don't worry about it, because we're going to use a third party to deliver the money to these people. And guess what? The person who's going to be the middleman for this money, he black. He black. See, we support black people. We got this rich black man. You live in paycheck to paycheck. We sucking out your tax money. We're going to use a rich black man as a third party, as a middleman, to get the money to illegal immigrants. But look, he's black. So you should be happy with that, right? It's Black History Month. And guess what? A lot of black people gonna fall for it. Oh, yeah. Okay, we're supporting black business. Okay, this is good. Yeah, keep taking my money and giving it away to criminal aliens. This woman's an idiot, man. In fact, I'm done listening to this, because, wow, this is terrible. So let's look at Eric Adams, man. So Eric Adams had to make a response to this. They were asking him about it. And he told 50, hit me up, man. Hit me up, because you talking foolishness right now. Remember, you on a plantation. You get back in your place. So let's look at Eric Adams.
This was a smart policy shift that we're doing on a pilot project with 500 people. If this is successful, we're going to expand it even more. We want to bring down the cost. I told 50 Cent to hit me up. I would love to explain it to him so that he can go out and do another tweet of saying, you know what, Eric is just a smart manager, and now we understand why he was elected by the people of the city of New York to be the mayor. He may even write a song about me.
And y'all know the crazy part about that? It worked. 50 actually hit this man up, and he took more of that blacklashing from Eric Adams. So Eric Adams basically blamed the state governor and the feds, and 50 Cent sat there and fell for it And we're going to take a quick look. We're going to just skim through this post right here from New York Post, this article from New York Post. 50 Cent tells New York Mayor Eric Adams he forgives him on migrant debit cards. Now I want to talk to Governor Holcomb. So right here, they're quoting what 50 put on Instagram. I talked to Eric Adams. He broke down why this pilot program was put in place. He appeared to be on point, on top of things. 50 wrote in an Instagram post Tuesday. Now I want to talk to Governor Kathy Hochul about the laws preventing him from doing things to make the situation better in New York. So he completely folded. This man folded like a cheap tent. Because black people in his IG, people in his comments were hitting him up, blowing him up, talking about how terrible he was. Oh, you talking about Trump, F Trump. You can't be voting for Trump. You can't endorse Trump because you're black. Nothing to do with policies, nothing to do with the economics of the situation, nothing to do with the everyday lives of the people. It's all about race. You black. You can't vote for Trump. And where the proposed $2.4 billion she's planning on spending in a migrant is coming from. Not my taxes, the rapper said, referred to some of the dough that the governor has offered to the city to help cover the crisis. Yeah, so that's the end of that, man. This guy completely folded because that blacklashing got to him. I guess he couldn't handle it. And Eric Adams blew smoke up his butt, and he completely fell for it. Just like the guys I showed at the beginning, Stephen A. Smith and Charlamagne the God. See, people like this, 50 Cent, Charlamagne the God, Stephen A. Smith, these guys will have a piece of a red pill moment. They will have a bit of an awakening. They will see something. They will see obvious Democrat failure, Democrat foolishness, and they will say, wait a minute, this is dumb. This is stupid. But then they'll get a backlash and fall back into place. You would think that these people, oh man, look, they get it. They get it. They're finally coming to some sense. But no, they fall right back into it. When you have these guys who are just completely folding to the black mob, voting Democrat simply because they're black. When you have New Yorkers, we have this lady we were just looking at try to justify their money being sucked out and given away to illegal immigrants. You can't help them. When these New Yorkers are sitting there defending this, you can't help them. What more can you say to these people? When you're trying to call stuff out to help them to save their city from being run to the ground, which has already happened, but they come out against you defending the lunatics who are running their city to the ground, these people can't be helped. So let me know what you guys think about this. Leave me your thoughts below. Share the video. Thanks for watching.